بدها تحرم شيء أو تحلل شيء لازم أن يكون دليل، وإذا ما في دليل يحكم عليه بماذا؟ بالأصل، بالإباحة، يحكم عليه في الأصل في الإباحة. واحد راح بده ياكل شيء معين وشاف أسماء ديكشوتوريسيلين وتامبورتوبولوتيرين و80 90 و40 و50، هذا إذا بده يروح يبحث عن كل هذه الانجريدينت، عن كل هذه المحتويات، هذا حيتعب المسكين. فنحن بنقول له ماذا؟ نقول له هذه الأشياء غير مفهومة لك، الأصل في الأشياء ماذا؟ الإباحة كل، ما في داعي تعد تعمل. بس إذا وضح الأمر مثلا البورك ولا في هام ولا في يعني فصاد، أشياء معروفة، فصاد محرمة تجتنب. أما الأشياء الغير نقول نحكم عليها بأنها إلا أن تظهر لدينا جلية بأنها على غير ذلك. Ahkam are five, as we mentioned. Farad is that Shara' is not from logic, from not our mind. Shara' asks us Farad to do it, like prayer, like fast, zakat. This is something that we have to do. If we have to do, then a person will be rewarded if he does it, and he will be sinner if he didn't do it. He will be a sinner if he didn't do it. And if someone said, I don't believe in it, I don't believe in Farad, then he won't be a Muslim. If someone come and start joking at the prayer or laughing at the prayer, if someone is not praying because out of laziness, different than someone who's not praying out of rejecting. If someone rejecting the prayer that it is Farad, if you're rejecting the prayer it is Farad, then first you're committing something that you will be a sinner, and also it will take you outside of the circle of Islam. But if someone is not praying out of laziness, then he's a fasiq, he's a asi, he's a sinner, he's a fasiq al-asi, and he is not kafir. So all the farad mean is something that Allah asks us to do it, that we have to do it, and we cannot, and Sharia will not tolerate someone if he did not do it. Mandub or sunnah or mustahab. Mandub, sunnah, mustahab, three words for one meaning. Three words for one thing. Sometimes I tell you, this issue is mandub, this issue is mustahab, this issue is sunnah. That means it is encouraged to do it. And a person will be rewarded for that and won't be blamed. Won't be blamed for it, and he won't be a sinner if he didn't do it. So if you do it, then you will be rewarded. This is sunnah. And the sunnah, if you fast Monday and Thursday, if you pay charity to different causes, if you start making istighfar, tasbih, zikr in different time, in different, this is sunnah. This is encourageable. That Islam encourages us to do this. This is sunnah or manduh or mustahab. This is Islam will reward you for it, but he would not punish you or make you a sinner if you didn't do it. And all the sunnah that we're praying, even sunnah al-Maghrib, sunnah al-Isha, sunnah this, all this is sunnah. And the dalil is in Bedouin came to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He said, what about Islam? And I knew about Islam, so tell me about Islam. He said, to be witness that there is no God but only one God, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and Muhammad is his messenger. He said, I bear witness that there is no God but Allah, and you are the messenger of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. What I have to do during about the prayer? He said 5 prayers during the day and night. He said, anything else? Look at the answer of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Anything other than the 5 prayers? He said, no, except if you do the voluntary act. This is the sunnah. And he asked him about the zakat, the same things. He says the zakat is the zakat that is specific in your money, zakat al-money. So it's specific. And he asked him about the fast. He told him about the fast of Ramadan. He said, more than that? He said, no, except if you want to do tatawwur, voluntarily act. And about the Hajj, the same thing. So this man, this Bedouin man, when he was leaving, he said, I swear by Allah, I'm not going to do more than that, nor less. Prophet ﷺ, Umar was angry. Umar said, this is not only the deen is much more than that. The Prophet ﷺ heard him saying this statement. He said, I'm not going to do more than that, nor less. He said, the Prophet ﷺ said, he will be successful if he was truthful. If he was truthful. So this is what tells us, all the issues that we're doing extra, this is a voluntary issue, that Allah will reward us for it, sometimes we leave it, we won't be a sinner, but also the scholars, they said, we might be blamed from the Prophet ﷺ because we left his sunnah. We might be blamed from the Prophet ﷺ because we left his sunnah, especially the sunnah al-mu'akkada. There is mustahab, there is mandub, or sunnah mustahab mu'akkada is something that the Prophet ﷺ does and keep doing it. Like the sunnah al-zuhr, the sunnah al-maghrib, after the sunnah al-isha, the sunnah al-fajr, and the akad sunnah, sunnah al-fajr, and sunnah al-witr. This is the akad sunnah. The Prophet ﷺ did not leave it even in travel when he used to travel. Al-haram is something that Shara told us not to do, and it's haram to do it. Farad, something you have to do. Haram, something you must not do. Farad is the opposite of haram. Haram, like alcohol, adultery, gambling. This is haram to do, this stuff. So if you do it, then you will be sinner. And if you don't do it, you will be rewarded. If someone is not drinking, you will be rewarded. As we said about farad, if you do it, you will be rewarded, and if you don't do it, you will be a sinner. The opposite now for the haram. The haram, if you don't do it, you will be rewarded, and if you do it, you will be a sinner. And if you're doing it, and you say it is halal, or you don't care, then you will be out of circle of Islam. Someone said, come to the khamr, he's drinking, and he said, I'm doing this ma'siyah, yeah, I'm drinking, or I'm gambling, I'm doing this ma'siyah, I know it's haram, but shaitan is not allowing me to quit, and I'm trying to quit, but I can't, so this is a sinner. But if he said, no, I don't believe gambling is haram, I don't believe in this ayah, I don't believe in this verse, I don't believe gambling or alcohol is haram. This is, some people they say it. Some people, I heard some people coming from Europe, Muslims from Europe, from part of Europe side, because they were really with communists in this. They come, when you talk to them about alcohol, say, no, it's not haram. Ya akhi, it's haram. No, it's not haram. And they believe it's not haram. So this is, wal-iyazu billah, if you insist, and the hadith, and the ayah is clear, this is haram, and you insist, then you are not going to be Muslim. You will be out of the circle of Islam, because you are challenging what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forbidden, and this is unacceptable. To reject different than being lazy, or to disbelieve something is different than you say, I'm doing it out of shortcomings. It's a different story. Al-makruh is something that it is disliked to do. It's not haram, it is disliked to do. And you will be rewarded if you don't do it, and you will be blamed if you do it. You will be blamed if you do it. So makruh, like for example, to pray in specific time, it's makruh time. There are 5 makruh time. Person should not pray when the sun in the middle of the sky, when the sun is rising, when the sun is set. Exactly, sunrise, sunset, this is the makruh time. And after Fajr and after Asr, this is a makruh time. So this is issue that it is makruh. It is makruh to maybe to lower your voice in the masjid or shout in the masjid. This is makruh. So there are many issues that it is makruh in Sharia. Is makruh, it is disliked, it is not recommended to do, and it's better to quit and not to do it. And if you keep doing it makruh, you might fail in haram. And it is like, for example, it is like these 3 lights. The 3 lights: green light, yellow light, and green light. The green light is about mubah, is the last one. Mubah is something that Islam gives you the chance to do it or not to do it. You can drink Pepsi or water. This is something that is left. As far as halal, he left it for you. You dress the dress you like, as far as it is covering your awrah. So, and this is left for you to choose the color, to choose this or to choose that. This is something left for you. So the mubah is the green area that the person can do without any rewarding and not to be blamed. Something is left to do. This is called mubah. And al-asl fi al-ashya al-ibah. That this is asl fi al-ashya. The roots of the issues is ibah. It's mubah. Till we have the ruling, it's haram. Till we have the proof, it is halal. So everything's halal, everything's mubah, everything mubah, till we have the text saying this is not mubah. So this is how it is, how Islam is. The green area is wide area. So red mean forbidden, and yellow mean dislike, green mean mubah to do it. So that is and makruh is always is the yellow, and the haram will be with the red, and fard will be also with the red. It depends. Fard and wajib, it can be red. So if you don't do fard, and if you do haram, so both red. طيب. الحمد لله رب العالمين. We don't want to make it so long عليكم. وآخر دعوانا الحمد لله رب العالمين. والصلاة والسلام على خاتم